Good morning, friends. Hi, Misty. Hi, Tara. Hi, Janet. Good morning. Good morning. It's Friday. Okay. How are you? Sorry, I totally flaked on you guys last week. Did you notice? Maybe you didn't notice, but last week I was not feeling it. And I actually started the live and it was such a no that I just like shut it down immediately and ran away. So that's what happened last week. Sorry, guys. Good morning, Chris. We finally have some sunshine here in central PA. It's been cold. Like yesterday was cold and rainy and just mm, mm-mm. The birds are singing, the sun is out. Right? Hi, Janelle. So yeah, what a time. I'm closing out my 2 weeks of quote unquote vacation, which so my eldest son is now like into baseball in addition to every other sport he's doing. And I didn't understand what they meant about the tournaments. And I was just casually looking at my calendar and I was like, this can't be right. Like, there can't be a tournament every weekend through the first week of August, right? And hey, guess what? Yes, there can be. There is a baseball tournament every single weekend, every single weekend. And I don't know if any of you are baseball mothers, but they're not short. Like, they're not like small events. They're like forever. And then like, oh, like way to go, like I want you to win, but then they win and then they have to play more games, you know? And it's just like each game is like 2 hours long and then there's like 3 of them and it's just the whole weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot to commit to. It's a lot to commit to. So yeah, Janelle, do you baseball? So he really loves it. He's pretty good at it. And I love that for him. I love that for him. Um, but damn. So, but then I also have another kid who is in tournaments of soccer. So it's amazing how we can be 8 places at once. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I say all that to say that I've spent a lot of these past 2 weeks just a little bit not relaxing, but I'm excited. I'm excited to start work next week and like just kind of really jump into this new thing. I'm going to be exhausted, but that's going to be okay. It's going to be good. And I need a routine again because not having anywhere specifically to be like during the week is I'm spending a lot of money and just thinking a lot of thoughts and I'm ready to move. Ready to move into the next thing. So well, that's what's happening. Hmm. Good morning. Hi, Claudia. All right, so let's get to Coffee and Magic and see what these cards be doing. I'm going to give you 3 things. You choose which one feels most aligned with you, and we'll go from there. The 3 things this morning. Let's think. Hmm. Let's do crystals. We haven't done crystals in a long time. All right, so obviously clear quartz, amethyst, clear quartz, amethyst, and malachite. Clear quartz, amethyst, malachite. What are you feeling this morning? Clear quartz, amethyst, and malachite. Oh my god. Also, just like side note, did you guys see the GQ Brad Pitt thing that just came out? Anybody? Oh wait, because I was just scrolling on my Instagram and the reel of it came up, and it was like this beautifully cinematographed cinematographed whatever. It was just a beautiful movie quality of this like very handsome, like rugged, like, you know, older man. I was like, oh man, men just really can really age so well. And it was just aesthetic and a vibe. And like this lesbian was like, damn. And then I was like, wait, is that Brad Pitt? And indeed, it is Brad Pitt. And I was like, this asshole, because he doesn't have the greatest reputation, but my God, he does give. So if that's your thing, I definitely think you should just Google Brad Pitt GQ. As soon as you type BR, I'm sure your browser will take you right to where it needs to go because I think it's breaking the internet. Um, but yeah, just thought you should know if that's your thing. Just passing along that info. All right, clear quartz, amethyst, and he's like dirty. Like he's got like smudges. Like he's very like rugged cowboy-esque motorcycle rider, aviator wearing, um, in the beautiful place of New Zealand. Ugh, it's a whole vibe. It's a whole vibe. Yes, exactly. That's the vibe. Robert Redford vibe. All right. So anyway, clear quartz, amethyst, and malachite. Put your choices in the comments. We'll see. It's been a minute since we pulled these cards, huh? Oh, all three for you too? I think Janelle picked all three as well. I know. I don't know. What's going on? Listen, I can appreciate beauty in any gender or form. But listen, go check it out and then you tell me I'm wrong, okay? It's always the hot assholes. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Tell me when you're ready. I have your clear quartz. I think we did. I do feel like I've had quite the timeline shift this week, to be honest with you. Good morning. I feel very different, but good. All right. This is your clear quartz. You have disruption, the bee, and communication. All right, disruption, the bee, and communication. All right. So the first thing you need to know about your clear quartz is like this is imagine the bee as kind of like the background of what's going on with you right now. Like it's kind of like a imagine the buzzing of a bee in the background. Zzz, okay? And the bee is your good luck. Okay? It's all happening for you. It's going to work out, like all those things. So that buzzing in the background of everything that's happening with you right now is to remind you that this is all going to work out and it's going to be great. Okay? Now, task at hand. You have a hard talk to have, right? You have some communication to disperse. And I will challenge you to think about how in the past you have handled the need to have these difficult conversations. And I will challenge you, give you like a little dare, if you will, to do it differently this time because you can. The disruption is this coming back up again that you have to have this conversation, right? And again, remember, it's all going to work out fine. Take this as an opportunity to bring some new energy into the situation and be very, 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 very honest and aligned with how you communicate and what you're communicating, right? And just know that is what is going to bring you through to the buzzy victory at the end of this. Okay. So whatever this situation is that feels kind of murky right now and like you're kind of stuck in it and it's like, ooh, disruption, that's okay. It's going to turn out fine. Just make sure that you're staying aligned and you are actively communicating whatever needs to be communicated. Like go for it. Have the talk. Okay. That is your clear quartz. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Beth. All right. Your choices again this morning are clear quartz, amethyst, and malachite. And that was your clear quartz. I'm shuffling now for amethyst. Okay, tell me when you're ready for amethyst. Oh, okay, this is your amethyst. You have the hawk, water fairy, and the king. Okay. We are apparently in a week of decision making, right? So the first one was a conversation that needs to be had, and this one is a decision needs to be made. And much like the first poll, where you are being dared, challenged, invited to act differently or use a different technique in communication, with this decision making, you're really being asked to trust the tools. Trust, okay, first of all, trust how you feel, right? Trust your emotions, and then trust the signs. Because I don't know if you have been noticing lately, probably you have, the flow is available, right? If you just don't push ahead of it and just kind of stay in the present moment, you are being guided very effortlessly these days. The things just pop in front of you and they're available for you to partake in. You don't need to stretch, reach, twist, nothing. All you have to do for whatever this decision point this week for you is to just be with who you are and feel your actual feelings and be honest about them and then just act when the things feel like it's time to go. Like you are in the flow here. Previously, this may have felt very stressful to be faced with a decision like the one you're about to have to make, but that's not how it is now because just remember what you've learned to do. Stay in this heart space, be honest about how you feel, and then trust. Trust the timing, trust the signs, trust the prompts, right? It's time to do it. If it's not, just sit. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like this is just really a reminder to be very present and trust yourself. And it's going to be totally fine. But in amethyst, my amethyst friends, there is a decision that is up to be made. Like you're ready to make a decision. If you are a person who chose all three, you are now on two of pretty big things that are happening, right? So you have that conversation, you have this decision, they can be very much connected. So just remember that if you picked all three, feels like a big, big, big decision point week for you, right? Or coming up. All right, now it's medicate time. Does that make sense? Are you understanding now? Oh, it does. Oh boy. All right, girl. Okay. And now it's time for malachite. Tell me when you're ready. Oh god. All right. So this is your malachite. You've got the swan, serpent, cat. So you may have been a little bit quiet feeling lately, like just more in than out, right? And we know what that's about, right? We understand the ebb and the flow. The cat swan serpent combination is really about going back in and like resetting because you're receiving another like upgrade, so to speak. This is, I mean, it serpent and swan energy here is very timeline shifty, right? It's like you're stepping into yet another iteration of self. And so you may have felt like you really couldn't be as out for a minute. Probably this whole past moon cycle, you probably have been feeling like more within and like withdrawn and not as social as you used to be. And probably with the new moon we just had this week, you're starting to feel a little bit differently, right? As we like continue to integrate everything we've learned, we're going to go through these periods of having to go within again and just let everything settle, right? And that's what's happening. Now, as you come back out and you're feeling like, yeah, like okay, I'm ready to re-enter. What did you learn while you withdrew? And what boundaries can you now bring in as you re-enter? Does that make sense? Like the cat boundary situation. It's not about protection anymore like it used to be. It's all about, is this the way I want the energy in my life? Like, is this the amount of exposure I want? Do I want to tolerate this behavior? These are all things that you've probably been asking yourself for a while, right? But now, as you step back into the flow, you just have to make a reminder of those boundaries for yourself and be like, yeah, like it's okay for me to say no to this and say yes to that, and yes to this and no to that. Like, this is how I shape my energetic container. This is how I feel safe in my space. This is how I have enough energy to do the things I need to do, right? You're going to go through another one of these, right? Probably many of them, but another one is upcoming for you. So just remember that whatever you just went through, from full moon to new moon, that like 2 week time span, it's setting you up for like another, like, what's the word I want to use? It's setting you up for another, a deeper dive into that energy. So you're taking a break and then you're going to have another deeper dive into that same energy. So just kind of be aware of that. It feels like the next couple of months are going to be a lot of those cycles for you where it's like you're going to go within, really like dive into this energy and come back out. And every time you come back out, you have the opportunity to shift those boundaries and to make different adjustments to make sure that the frequency of your life feels most aligned with who you actually are now. Does that make sense? Did I explain that clearly enough? Because I can kind of see it in my brain. Like it's a very cyclical thing that's going to happen 2 or 3 more times in like this very intentional manner. And did you feel that? Like, did you feel that shift happen a couple weeks ago with that full moon? And like, did you spend those 2 weeks in kind of an interesting energy, right? And are you now feeling since this week that you're just like kind of ready to come back out, but also like, is that okay, right? Just make sure you update this. That's all, and then move on, move on, move on. And you're gonna keep learning and adjusting, right? But these feel like pretty big downloads for you, pretty big shifts, pretty big integrations. We're all kind of gearing up for a different energy. And I will say, if you've noticed, the like things are, what is the word? The brain today. Things are closing loops right now, settling up. A lot of things are settling up their tabs, okay? And that may not be any of your business. So if you're seeing some of that happening, just let it happen. Let those tabs be closed, right? And just kind of stay in your lane, because people are getting the end cycle of their results now. And it's not for us to do anything about that. We are not here to save people from the consequences of their own actions. It's not our job. So just make sure that you're staying in your lane, stay moisturized and hydrated, and just kind of go with your own energy flow right now, because people are really, they're getting served, you know what I'm saying? So it's been interesting with that too. Okay. So that is your coffee and magic for today. And I will keep you updated with what we're doing. So far, my plan is to continue Coffee and Magic because I am not in the office on Friday, so I should be able to. But I'm just going to kind of go with my energy and honor that. And as far as workshop friends, I'm going to reach out to you and let you know if workshop is on or not Wednesday, but we're going to have to kind of reshuffle that too. So we'll see. I love you guys. Mwah. Have a wonderful weekend. If you're baseballing, best of luck. And, to me as well. And I'll see you next time. Bye, friends.